The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster.
We are live on Shaggy TV for a little Sunday Night Madness here for the All-Star Challenge portion. Excuse me, you know the deal by now. Doubleheader every Sunday night. First series, okay, we've been rotating this race car. This week, we are in the UMP Modifieds, and let's take a look at the points here. Joseph Grandy, your current point leader. Clay Christopherson, P2, and Geiswhite rounding out the top three. Looking pretty good for $100,000 right now at the top of the charts, but long way to go here. Definitely not over. It needs a good run here, consistent finishes, and we got let's see here. I'm trying to pull this window down. I have the other one a little too high. My apologies. 12 drivers so far. 10 have put in a lap time. We've got Scott Rayome. I think he's adminning, though. I believe he said he was going to be back and adminning this week, so we'll see. We got Sean Green registered as well. And now I'm going to bring iRacing back up on my screen. See what you see here. Let's go ahead. Let's follow Dino a little bit. You got Dean Reynolds, Devin Hauer there in the center. And the 3-6, Devin Hauer's on the bottom. Excuse me, that's Dylan Kinsey in the center. And the 639 machine, all black, just green numbers. A lot of these guys don't run modifieds, you know. So this is going to be a track that, a car necessarily that you don't see like the intricate paints that we're used to seeing for a lot of these guys. Just, no reason to. They don't spend as much time with this version of the, dirt. I mean, it is fun, but you can kind of see here those thin tires. Man, you are fighting for traction the whole way around this place. Even on a green track right now, you're still not hammered down. You're trying to, I don't think this is bad language here. You're trying to pussyfoot that thing around, like a kitty cat. Just walk nice and light, tiptoe that thing off the corner. You don't want to stomp your foot on the gas, or you're just going to end up doing a loop, doing a little spin, and easy to make yourself look dumb. So drivers going to do their best to avoid that here. And we got Garrix out here in the 75, Trevor Giroux. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything or not, so if somebody in the chat box knows what I'm talking about, you can say, yeah, you're allowed to talk about it. Or no, you're not allowed to talk about it. And actually, you're not gonna know I did anything. Just it's gonna get quiet for a second. Stick around. Okie dokie, all back here. Sorry to leave you stranded. I wish I had that fourth screen and have Discord in another one, but I lose track of my remote for the cameras here when I hop around on Discord. Is the Big Slow and Devin Hauer having a little fun. Newest member of FTM, that driver of the 75, Trevor Gearix, aka Trevor Giroux. That's how it really goes. Congratulations to Trevor on coming over and joining the FTM, guys. Going to be a lot of fun seeing him out here on Sundays racing with the gang. I mean, he was running the big block portion. Anyway, I can't remember if Trevor had been running these weekly or if it was, you know, just sticking around with the big blocks and small blocks. But he should be here for it all now. Member of the team. Cool deal. Happy for the 75. Let's see here. Speaking of, actually, came back out on the racetrack. Going to race a little bit here with the 518 of Joseph Grandy. Let's see. Do I have a nose camera? I should. I do. Let's see if he can reel in that 518. You can hear it just so quiet. It obviously picks up right there, but shuts right back down, low and slow. That's how you got to go. And Trevor Giroux looking good right now as the racetrack starts to fade away. That's 75. Dukes of Hazzard looking machine. Going pretty good. He might be a contender here tonight in that 75 machine, and who knows? Dean Reynolds out here trying to get a little work in. Running out of time, excuse me. Just a little over a minute left here in warm-up, so got anything you want to change on the race car, you got to do it here quick. It's William Watson in the 88 machine trying to work around the 518. Does Joseph pulls into pit road. A little break here. See this distance here. Oh no, William actually gonna pull off. See if we could get a little distance. But Dino's sitting in the pits. Got his pit crew just hanging out. Dylan Kinsey getting up close and personal. That turns 1 and 2 wall. This is the time though, if you plan on running the high side, you know, we've seen him do it in the past. Go out here in warm-ups, even if it's not quick, just go out here wearing a line that you want to be quick later in the feature and you plan on using. It's probably what we're seeing the 639 do here as warm-ups come to a close. We get ready to roll into qualifying here at Lima Land Motorsports Park. Huge shout out to Swan Speed Shop and Expert Installations. I don't know why I add an S to installations every time. And then I sit here and say, I've said that phrase as well 3 or 4 times. One of these days I'm going to, you know, remember it's Expert Installation. No S on there. And, you know, one of these days. The 518 takes the green flag. This will be lap number 1. Let's see what Joseph Grandy can do here. He's going to set the bar. Purple sector 1. Purple sector 2. This will be quick time with a 12.694. Joseph Grandy. Will he stay up at the top of the charts? It's looking like it. Nobody's getting any quicker on the bottom than him. Trevor, he got close, but he's slower second time around as well. Devin Hauer, the big slow. We got somebody. Purple sector 1, slower though sector 2. Devin Hauer gonna move up to P2, but that's gonna be it. All out of laps. Let's see what the 88 here of William Watson can do. Watson comes across the stripe here. to take the green flag. Green so far for the 88 of William Watson. But it's only going to be P8. Needs a big improvement here. Lap number 2 is putt-putt. Clay Christopherson, he moves on up to P2. William Watson, P3 for the 88. Nice lap time there. Didn't see many guys improve on lap number 2. One of the few here. Let's see the 083 here, the Spider Monkey. Brandon Dittmer comes across the stripe here. His final time, Brandon Dittmer, P9. Not terrible. Only 3/10 off the leader there, but I'm sure Dittmer would have liked a little more pace than that. I do see we have the 32 of Anthony Morano about to come out on the racetrack. Anthony Morano takes the green flag here, lap number 1. What's it look like sector time? Is personal best for him there through 1 and 2. But it should be because he's pulling out of the pits. Personal best sector 2. What's the lap time? P10 for the 32 of Anthony Morano. Quicker through sector 1. Needs to find more through 2 as well. He does. Where's he go? P8. In the show, but not what he wanted to do there. The 32 of Anthony Morano. Gonna need to really fight his way up through his heat race. I'd imagine we have 2, a 5, and a 6. Maybe 1 with 11, but I doubt it. Nope. Of 2. And let's take a look here at the starting grid. Heat race number 1. Starting on the outside of row 3, the 27 of Sean Green. To the inside, the 007 of Sam Bachman. Row 2 to the outside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. To the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 88 of William Watson. To the inside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandi. One of those racetracks where, you'll hear me talk a lot about, man, you need to do good in your heat race. You really do. I think you throw that out the window at Lima Land Motorsports Park. I mean, obviously, you never want to set yourself on the back foot. You'd like to come out here, do well in the heat race, but this is a place, and it's a little bull ring. You're going to have your chance to throw sliders, get in front of the guy in front of you, and just got to make the most of the opportunities you're given. So if you do have a bad heat race here, it's not the end of the world. You're going to have time to get it back and try to pull it all together as we roll down the backstretch for the final time. Drivers head off into 3 and 4. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We've got 8 laps to play at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Grandi with a good jump there, you see, gets the lead. And Dino trying to get a run there on his teammate in the 639. Dylan Kinsey trying to move to the outside for 3rd. That's your battle as Sam Bachman to the inside of Sean Green. No, Sam actually, he's moving to the inside of Dino. Dino thought about making it 3 wide. They are for a short moment. Sam Bachman making his money on the bottom here early. Fought off Sean Green on the high side. Now gets by Dino. Now trying to drive by his teammate in the 639. And next on the list here is his other teammate in the 88. If you watch the F1 race, maybe they have a little better team orders than McLaren did last night. But, man, it looks like that 007 has some pace, and he's doing it all alone on the bottom. And he can't float up to the outside wall and really carry momentum. So if Sam could find a way to get by the 88, he may be able to make a run at the 518, but we've only got 2 laps to go. He's going to do it. He's got to do it soon. Joseph Grandy wheeling it out of 4. White flag in the air. One more lap to go. Sam Bachman throwing it in on the bottom, trying to make one last move for P2. Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. 100 grand. Watson, Bachman, Kinsey, Reynolds, and Green. Your order here for heat race number 1. Good win for Joseph Grandy. Point leader, you got to think. Definitely the favorite. And you put the point leader on the pole going into the feature. All gloves are off here. Grandy's going to have to get ready to defend. It's not going to be easy. Let's take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 2. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, rounds out the field. Row 2 to the outside. The Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, to the inside. Your newest member of Full Throttle Motorsports, Trevor Gearix. Row 1 to the outside. The 316 to the big slow Devin Hauer. And starting on the pole, the 050. No O in here, just the 51 in here of putt-putt play, Christopherson. I don't know who got the 51 first in the other league, coast to coast, that I'm referring to. Why he had to be 051, but I don't ever see anyone, I don't think, with the number 51. Let's give it back. What is going on? And for everyone out there, I do know that his last name is not Gearix as well. That's 75. There's a broadcaster who years ago, I guess, called him Trevor Gearix, and it's so cool. It's never going away. It's going to stick. So Gearix, row 2, let's see what he can do as the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Putt-putt drops the hammer, and that 51 with a good jump here. But maybe on purpose, the big slow trying to get to the bottom. He saw the way Sam Bachman had it rolling in heat race number 1. Maybe trying to do a little swim swap. Trying to get underneath of the 51 of Clay Christopherson. And meanwhile, Gearix playing nice there with his teammate. He had to get on the binders. And that allowed Morano to just storm like a bat out of hell on that top side. The big slow. He goes around. Gearix around. And not sure here. I don't think we're going to have a caution. I think they do cautions, but we're not having one there as Clay Christopherson leads the way. But for how long? Anthony Morano to the lead out of 4 with 4 to go. Anthony Morano in his happy place says he doesn't like running upstairs, but you know, when it's so that far away against the wall, you feel a little more comfortable. The cushion not quite up the whole way to the outside, and Anthony Morano using that to his benefit. As Clay's trying to swing the hammer one more time, 2 laps to go. Can he find a way around? Devin Howard, Trevor Giroux back here battling too. Having some fun here at Lima Land as the leaders come out of 4. White flag in the air. Anthony Morano, can he hold on? The Ant-Man with a run off of 4. Gets so close to that outside wall. Clay with a big send to the inside. Can't slide up. And Anthony Morano holds on. Putt-putt. Dittmer, Hauer, and Gearix round out heat race number 2. Alrighty, you know the drill by now. We're gonna mute my end. We'll hang out here at the racetrack for a little bit and then probably pull somebody up here and harass them. We got a full 5 minutes. So just let me wet the whistle here and we'll be right back here on Shaggy TV, so don't go anywhere. right, let's see who we can get here. Try and pull this guy up. He had no idea it was coming, so hopefully he's here. Clay, you know who this is, man. You got a copy?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, dude, it all brings me back, man. You guys race so many cars and do so many things, and then when I saw that paint on a UMP, I remember that you were pretty good there in another UMP league I used to call. You know, they don't run it anymore, but this was a favorite of yours. Do we think maybe we can count on you to try to pressure Joseph Grandy? Because you look good out there in your heat race, man.
Yeah, see, the car felt way different than my qualify. It kept smacking down on the right front, so I'm trying to fix that right now and see what happens, I guess. I'll probably mess it up somehow, but no, you know where I'm going to be. I can't run anywhere else, so you know where I'm going to be probably.
Yeah, man. Do you think, I mean, not a whole bunch of cars here, and it seemed like still a lot left on the top. Do you think the bottom may be where it's going to want to be? Because by the time it widens out and these guys get to the top, maybe a while, man.
Yeah, I think the top might be faster, but if everybody's up there, I think that'll be the highway I don't choose. But I might have to poke up there every once in a while to get a run back or something, but we'll see. The tires definitely get eaten away quick in these things.
Well, hey, man, one of the favorites going into tonight. Good luck, man. Hopefully you can go up there and wrestle a little bit for the lead.
Thank you, sir.
It's Clay Christopherson, their driver of the 51. Not on the racetrack yet. He's out there dilly-dallying around in the pits a little bit. I think you heard him saying trying to make some changes. Let's see here. He's gonna pull out right now. Let's see how it looks for the 51. We heard from him. He said you know where he's gonna be. He's gonna be right down there. He's already on the bottom. He may go up there, flirt a little bit, poke his nose, see what the air is like upstairs. But his home is in the basement, and he's gonna try to make it work. We'll have to see right now. Race car a little tight on him there. You can see now. I should have gave you a better view there, but what he had kind of talked about, and you could see it a little in 3 and 4. So when he's going low, the nose is rolling over. The right front's kind of bottoming out. And when he does that, he pushes up the racetrack. And if you want to get these things to turn, you're either A, going to have to aggressively get on the throttle there, or just set it up a little better in the center of the corner. And you don't want to aggressively get on the throttle here. I mentioned how thin those tires are, and if you can kind of see there, and just your normal road tire there, and if you aren't behaved, that thing's gonna go away on you. You're just gonna slip and slide all around the racetrack. So just out there fighting, trying to find the grip through the center of the corner, because you need to be able to be rolling back into the gas slowly from that point if you want to have the straightaway speed. That's what it's all about. Slow in, fast out. That's where you find your times in the racetrack. You can drive it in there as deep as you want. That's why you see people who know the slide job is coming. 7 out of 10 times, I'd say they get the pass back if you drive in right on corner entry. You drive in up top, kind of diamond it off if you have the room and cut right back underneath. It's because they drove in so aggressively in the entry center of the corner that they're just playing catch-up coming off. And that's not... If you're a race car driver, you don't want to be playing catch-up going down the straightaway. So you got to make sure you set yourself up for success. And got 11 drivers set to take the feature. Let's take a look at the starting grid for your expert installation Sunday night All-Star Madness here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Rounding out the field, the 27 of Sean Green. To the outside of row 5, the 75 of the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. To the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 4 to the high side, the 316 of the big slow, Devin Howard. To the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 3 to the top shelf, the Spider Monkey in the 083 Brandon Dittmer to the inside to 007 of the Sam Akonda, Sam Bachman. Row 2 to the outside, the 51 of Putt Putt, Clay Christopherson to the inside, the 88 of William Watson. Row number 1 for your expert installation Swan Speed Shop, UMP modified feet. Boy, oh boy, I gotta get this mic figured out. To the outside, I yelled too much, and I get excited, it cuts off. We're gonna have to play with it in between. My apologies, but to the outside of row 1, got to miss the awesome intro, the Ant-Man into the inside 100 grand. Joseph Grandy starting on the pole. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We've got 30 laps to play. We're underway. Now, my wife tells me I yell when I do this. I don't believe her. I need to calm down. My mic doesn't like it either. It's lap number 1, man. It's going to test my loudness again. We're 3 wide already. Newcomer Trevor Giroux back here in the back. He's the meat in the pie. And Dino squeezing it on up here. Putt Putt trying to get to the bottom. Like Christopherson, he started 4th. He's back to 5th. Man on the move is Sam Bachman and William Watson. Is the 88 trying to slide up in front of his teammate there in the 32 and 100 grand. Loving what he sees. The 3 wide racing off the deck lid. Oh my gosh, just look at him behind here. Let's go to William Watson. Look at that. Anthony Morano waved to the camera. Man, Anthony up close and personal with his teammate, the 88, trying to find a way to inch around. Just can't do it. And I'm telling you, if this thing stays green, Joseph Grandy like a hog, and you know what, man, he is happy. Out front, these guys are racing hard, but most of all, they're racing clean, and sometimes it maybe makes it a little harder when you race so clean to keep that pace in the race car. And they have just watched this lead extend 1.5 seconds as now Bachman firmly in P2. Got to put that head down. The dog's got to start sniffing him out. Devin Howard, the big slow. He's trying to shop down low under the 79 of Dino. Dean Reynolds getting that 79 ushered in on the high side. And right now, Dino just fighting the car in the entry. Maybe driving it in a little too deep. You can see it getting sideways. But at the same time, it is setting him up for a corner exit. And Dino, man, that's what you want. So he's got that straightaway speed, and well, it's taking him a little time. He is reeling in there the 316, but now Trevor, look at the Philly Flyer, man. He has got that bottom rolling. The 75, and I jinx him here. He messes up 3 and 4 a little bit. He gets it back in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 just maybe a little trickier. Oh, now we're seeing almost 3 wide there for P2 as the Ant-Man with a big send, trying to go underneath his teammate there in the 88, who's looking up top to find any speed, any real estate he can find to get around that 007. And William Watson, can he do it this time? He's got the run. He has P2 going into 3. Can he hold it off of 4? The answer is yes. 16 laps to go. Put the 88 in P2. Anthony Morano trying to get around the 007 because he sees the 316 and the 51 battling hard in his rearview mirror. Clay, got to go to the top side. Maybe not comfortable up there. Might not be geared for it either. But when you got your teammate underneath you, you do what you got to do. And the big slow moving his way into the top 5. Devin Howard, P5 at the line. Our first caution of the night here at Lima Land Motorsports Park. What a effing run these guys just put together, man. 16 green flag laps at Lima Land Motorsports Park. Huh? Do it here, you can do it anywhere. Let's take a look here zoom out a little bit. So it looks like the Spider Monkey maybe climbs the wall by himself. You see he does. He just slaps it coming out at 2. Does a 360, keeps it rolling, but by that point, caution flag already waved. Smart move there for track officials. You know, you got the leaders coming. Need any surprises? And the Spider Monkey able to stay on all fours. That's cool for him too. Going to be able to go in and get a quick repair if he'd like and get that machine back out there. Lights still on the pace truck, and have to see if now William Watson. Love to do race interviews here, but you can see lights go off now. This track just too small. Being a one-man show, I can't work all the cameras, pull those guys up, send them back, and keep track of all that. Too tough. I would like to know what's going through Williams' head, though. What can he do? As the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. We've got 13 to play at Lima Land Motorsports Park, and we're back underway. You can see there, oh, Anthony Morano, man, he got that 32 wide. Tried to float up, but had to just slot in line behind his teammate in 88, who just tagged the wall, tightened up. And Anthony Morano has to get on the binders after tagging him. And that allows the big slow to move on up into P3. Devin Hauer, welcome to the party here. Bringing a couple more FTM guys to the reservation. We got the 007. He's hiking the wall on the outside. And we got Bud back home. Trying to find his way up to the podium. What can he do down low? He's got to will that 316. Get Devin to crack the whip. Maybe pull him along. I'll tell you, the man out front, Joseph Grandy, absolutely looking like $1 million, man. We call him 100 grand, but this guy won earlier this week in a race I called, and I'm telling you, it's been a tough go for him so far in a couple leagues, but man, he has just pieced it together in this All-Stars Challenge. Point leader looking to bring home another win, and man, if somebody doesn't really go up there and start swinging, that 518 has got the ticket here, and it's about the cash. We've got 5 to go this time by. Devin Hauer, he's right there in the meat, man. We got the battle behind. We got the battles in front. Clay Christopherson trying to do what he can do with Sam Bachman. Just trying to slither his way on through the San Maconda. As you see Dean Reynolds get in the wall, he's able to straighten it out and keep it rolling, but with only 3 to go, he loses 2 spots. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to climb that hill, get back in towards the top 5. As 2 laps to go this time by for the 518. Joseph Crandy, man, one of the best. Always ready, and as you see, he takes the white flag, and he's looking to bring home the checkers. He's got 1 more trip around. 3 wide behind as we zoom out for final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag displayed, and 100 grand brings it home. William Watson, P2. Devin Hauer, 3rd. The Ant-Man, 4th, and Sam Bachman rounds out the top 5. Man, that was a good race. And I'll tell you what the freaking heck do we do now, guys? The next race isn't until 6 o'clock. They got to slow these things down. They got to be more aggressive, you know. Quit putting on such good racing. Maybe beat the heck out of each other. Bring some cautions. Boy, oh boy, that all right, so you're going to definitely get, you know, a video or 2. I mean, probably loop that video I played last week for Mission 22. It's a great cause. I'll lead off with that again. But obviously, the first things first, got to interview these guys. But man, slow it the hell down, guys. I mean, come on. Oh yeah, I'll voice my frustrations to this guy. He's not even in the waiting room yet. Devin,
Oh,
man,
I think-
you guys finish all right? What the hell is that? I mean, 30 laps in freaking 5-10 minutes. I mean, what are we supposed to do now? I mean, come on, you guys. That was a hell of a show, dude. You burnt the place down.
I don't know, man. We got a long wait now.
Yeah, I would say so, man. But coming into Lima Land, I'll tell you, you guys absolutely dropped my jaw. I mean, do you expect to come in here and one caution? Now, be honest with me here. I know you guys are good, but let's hear the truth.
I don't know. I guess we honestly, when I first joined the team, we always, it seemed like we always ran Lima no matter what car. If it was street stock, if it was big block, if it was late models, UMPs, we always ran Lima. So we've had a bunch of time here and everything else, and yeah, over half the field I'm pretty sure was FTM, and you had a couple other guys roll in here. Grandy kicked our ass, and
Yeah, I mean,
it uh it makes it
what's
makes it
yeah?
makes
Go
it
ahead,
nice
finish,
also
Devin.
for me because this is this is my hometown track, and two, I raced UMPs here 2 years ago. So yeah,
Did you really? What was that
yep.
experience like? Now, I mean, I've told you before. Here, I'm in, Pennsylvania. We do have a little of this around me, but man, we're smaller. Normally sprint car tracks, so I don't
hmm
get to see too much of these. What are they like? I mean, I know with the thin tire, they got to be different to drive. They got to be a different experience.
Well, the dirt cars that I've only drove has only been 4-cylinder cars and trucks. Modified was my first, bigger car step up from, stepping away from a 4-cylinder.
What was your first
Um,
four-cylinder car? I got to interrupt you because when I was a teenager, Devin, I actually drove four-cylinder cars as well. What was
it
what
was
was your race car?
a Cavalier.
Oh, Chevy Cavalier, man. Me too,
Yep.
brother. And
Yep.
then I had a Dodge Neon too as well that we'd screw
Okay.
around with. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
man, they
raced
were
with a
fun.
couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, bringing it back to front wheel drive, dude. I drove at Trailway
Oh,
Speedway. That place is a farm now, completely gone. But man, it was a lot
I
of
miss racing them sometimes. I miss
fun.
racing in general. It got a little too expensive for me.
No
Actually, the
kidding,
wrap that
man.
I
Those
have on,
four-cylinder cars now even are expensive, dude. I mean,
dude, I
some of the
know they
money that
come
they're
rolling
racing
up
up
in
in New York.
stackers, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's unbelievable, man. There's some people that I used to race with now that are into the traveling game and what. They had that one race, I think, didn't they, last year where it paid like 50 grand or something for four-cylinder cars?
I think
Unbelievable, dude.
so. I think they got another one coming up here also this season. I think I might be wrong here, but I think I seen it like happening at Kokomo or some shit.
Man,
I could be wrong. Maybe it's Bristol, maybe, I don't know.
man, that would be oh my gosh, that would be fun, but could you all the beer getting drank down there? Oh my god.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, well,
Be blast.
Devin, man, you were good tonight, dude. It just seemed like, maybe needed another caution or two by the time the bottom really started to quicken up there at the end. You played the long game. I saw you try to work around Clay there earlier. It's not easy to do either. You mentioned this race, over half of it is your teammates, man. So when you have a quick race car and you're trying to move up through the bottom, how patient do you have to be that guy on the outside, knowing that he runs the same colors as you?
It's hard. The whole heat race, that was my fault. I told him the lap prior to that I got tight, and I tried to come in a little bit faster to set the car in a little quicker, and maybe I wouldn't get so tight, but I came in a little quick and got him. But when you're trying to sneak in under somebody, you gotta be really careful with it because one, you don't know if they're gonna coming out of the turn, you don't know if they're going to wash up the track if they know you're there or not. And if not, then maybe they're going to try and hug the bottom all the way around. So it takes patience, a lot of it, and I don't really have a lot of patience. So, um, I'll try to hang out as long as I can. If I can't get around you on the bottom, I'll try to just follow you as long as I can, or I'll just, say screw it and move up to another line and see if I can get you that way. If not, I'll come back down and I'll keep following you until you mess up.
Man, that's what I like that about you too, because I like to think I'll do that too. And sometimes, it may end up costing us. You're there in third, trying to get around and go for second. One of those times may catch you. You may go out of the quick lane, and you might fall back to fourth, maybe even fifth. But man, those times it works. It feels so good to get the guy in
Oh,
the
yeah.
unpreferred line, and that's why I like you, Devin. You're aggressive. You do it clean, and you put on a good show, man. So hell of a job. Congratulations on the P3. Who you want to thank, brother?
Yeah, all the boys at Full Throttle Motorsports, Get Nasty Motorsports, DJ Sim Shop, Jewelry Designs, Dean at Super Dirt Car. You for broadcasting. Appreciate you being here, and yeah, man.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, Devin. I'm gonna send you back down to the waiting room because I just want you to warn Grandy real quick. These interviews, we got a lot of time, so I'm dragging him out a little bit, but tell him to stick around. I appreciate it, Devin. Good run tonight.
All right. Yep. Thanks, man.
All right, let's pull up a former teammate of mine, longtime friend, William Watson. Man, there were so many ways you could get it done at this racetrack, and man, you're one of the guys all the time. Obviously, we don't have a motor choice here. You're a big block guy, high and true. You like ripping that high side. You like beating it down. And it took a while, man, but you got up to P2 and thought maybe you were going to have something for Grandy. God dang, that 518 was quick tonight, man. Anything you could have done different?
No, I mean, I think I had a wrong gear choice in there, but I also started the race. I backed off because I put 6 gallons in here, and when I popped up on the racetrack, it said I didn't have enough fuel, but I don't know what was going on with that because I about 5 laps down, looked back at it, and I was 10 over, so I was like, okay, let's go back up to the top. So I don't know, he did lock down. Middle line was fast. Started seeing that about halfway through the race, so I couldn't run it in 1 and 2. For some reason, the car kept sliding up to the high line, so I said I'll just stay up there in 1 and 2, and I tried 3 and 4. Started gaining on him. I think I hit the wall coming out of 4, going into 1 and 2, and the car just locked up. And I said, "Oh no!" And I think it was Clay or Sam was behind me. He rear-ended me, but I mean it's completely my fault. I felt like I was catching him at that point, but then after that, I couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Clay or Anthony because those guys run those identical cars. I know Anthony was up there behind a little bit. And, dude, I mean, cars are so tricky. I was trying to, I guess I don't have the exact lingo down, but, trying to describe it a little bit. Maybe you can do a better job, William. But when you get it in the wall, and it tightens up, one of the only ways to turn this race car is, to get back in the throttle, man. But whenever you got so small of tires back there on the rear end, whenever you get in it too aggressive, you'll want to spin around. So how do you walk that line of trying to get the race car to turn back down off the wall without completely spinning it out? Because that's not easy.
I mean, first you got to get it off the wall, and that's the hard part, going into a corner. So I slammed the brakes, burped the throttle, slammed the brakes again, burped the throttle again, and then Clay hit me, break me out. So I mean, it's really hard to explain, especially with your rear ends on the wall. Like you said, the small tires in the rear end. I don't know. I just do it. Seat time got me be able to get it back going. So I mean, it's really hard to explain.
Yeah, and that brings me into my next question. You talk about seat time. I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, man, we're all sitting in a room and you guys are having so much with these things. There's so much fun. You guys had me buy them. I go out there and I couldn't get out of the damn pits at Volusia without spinning these things out, man. And boy, it took me a long time, man, but they are a lot of fun. And I can tell based off this paint scheme, man, we got an old paint job on this thing. How often do we even drive these things anymore, William? Because you look good, but you can't drive them too often anymore, do you?
No, not often. Like you said, this paint job's.
Oh, that's a 4-year-old paint job. Easy.
Yeah, 4 years old. I don't race them enough to actually get another paint job. I think actually the only time I actually race them is if every now and then SLR throws a race on, or if I'm racing in here. So.
Well, I mean, it just shows your talent, dude. You're able to, I mean, I talked about how tricky it was to get this damn thing out of the wall, and with you barely having any seat time in this thing, man, it just comes natural to you. And just shows, man, the good guys, they can drive these things, and they started to work their way up towards the front at the end, and you were one of them. Hell of a run, William. Congratulations on the P2, man. Who you want to thank?
I appreciate it. Teammates at FTM, Swan Speed Shops, Dupro Performance, Gripex.com, and I want to thank you for hosting, man.
Well, hey, I appreciate it,
Okay.
William. How are we feeling? I know you like this racetrack. We feeling good in a big block coming into this place, or is this where you maybe think about the small block?
I'm always going to go big block, most likely. As long as you got the throttle control and got a good setup going, you should be good on the high side. Just got to keep it out of the wall.
All right, man. Well, hey, go light off the fireworks, man. We'll be rooting for you.
I appreciate it.
William Watson bringing home P2, and now we get to bring it up to the man who, in the words of Devin Hauer, okay, this is his words, Joe. You kicked their ass here tonight, man. How we feeling?
I feel good. Honestly, the UMPs are probably the car I'm most comfortable in. I don't drive them the most, but for some reason they're just real comfortable to me.
Now, what is it? What is it about that? I have a good guess. You're pretty good in the sprint cars. You're pretty good in a 410 even. Anything that needs throttle control. Is that the answer to this thing? You're just good on the foot?
Yeah, these things are pure throttle control, and I was talking to William there. I set my gear pretty low. I'm like 4 gears lower than the iRacing gear, so you don't want these wheels to spin at all.
Yeah, and now, why do you do that? You just trust your foot to be sensitive enough that, you can go light enough, but you still get that good acceleration off the bottom? Is that why you do that?
Yeah, if you ever listen to my car, I wasn't high revving once. I was maybe half throttle the whole time.
Yeah, man, that's it's so tough to do that. It really is discipline. You're going down a straight line. You want to mash that throttle, dude. How do you talk to yourself and just, keep reminding yourself that, hey, if we get a little too jumpy, it may sound good, but that's all, that's all in your head. You don't want that loud sound in these. You just want them to hook up and roll.
Yeah. Yep. I lost you for a second there. I don't know if it was me or you, but I don't know if you caught what I was saying, but yeah. Low gear, Lima Land being one of my favorite tracks on the sim, and just, good combo.
Well, damn me if my mic cut out. I know it did that one more time during the race. I noticed it. I didn't notice if it did there. Sorry, Joe. It was a dumb question. We all know the answer to it. You're the man, and that's why you brought home another checkered flag. You're the point leader for a reason, and not a lot of races to go, man. Gotta be feeling pretty good here. Do you think we can bring home the championship? Beat the FTM boys?
I think as long as I stay out of trouble, yeah, I got a pretty good shot.
Well, hey, man, we'll be rooting for you here. I know I asked William. He's always a big block guy. Are we coming out in a small block or a big block for this next thing?
Always going to be a big block, even when my gut tells me 358.
All right, brother. We'll be rooting for you here. Give him hell, 100 grand.
Thanks.
Joseph Grandy with the win here for your All-Stars portion of your UMP Modifieds here at Lima Land Motorsports Park. The new session doesn't even open up until 5:30, so that's about 6 minutes. And then we have a half-hour practice. So like I say, we're going to run the Mission 22 video probably twice here, so don't hate me. Go pop the popcorn, go use the bathroom, step away. Maybe, shed a tear with me to the Mission 22 video and go to mission22.com and help out those guys. Man, video gets me every freaking time. But huge shout out to Joseph Grandy on winning your Swan Speed Shop Expert Insulation UMP Modifieds. And with that, we're going to step away a couple minutes, and we'll be right back with some more racing action here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Your big block modified and small block modified Sunday Night Madness.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important. But I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. I was like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broke in through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. physically I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it. From the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it got transformed into Lo and Behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody! I am so excited. My heart's pumping, my hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own Director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jacksomek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets. no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other. And it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
I'm Chris Jakomick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. I was like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates. And she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day. 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth as like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it from the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life. It was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it transformed into Lo and Behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody! I am so excited. My heart's pumping, my hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña. Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza. From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio. From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy. Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle. And coming up next, former pole vaulter that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jack Jackamek. Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things.
Oh,
Coming to you from St. Henry,
wow.
Missouri.
We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other, and it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
We are back live on Shaggy TV for part 2 of your Sunday Night Madness. We have the big blocks and a few, and I say a few small blocks out here tonight. Sean Green and Samuel Bachman, the only 2 drivers who picked a small block here this evening. We have, let's see, 19 drivers. Scott's, he's registered, but you know the deal. He's going to admin. He won't be in here. Or maybe he will be in here and Anthony won't. Not too sure. I don't know how it'll go. They're always throwing me for a loop. I can tell you we do have Dalton to work. And I don't know. I saw him down there in the Discord. I don't know if we're going to get DJ, Dylan's older brother, or not. Would be nice, though, if we ended up getting DJ. Hop over to the other room. Is there anyone on the racetrack in the other room? Got one pulling out here. That's Sam Bachman, actually, in that small block. Expert Installation 007. Just going to go out there. If he's going to be in a small block, he is going to live on the bottom tonight. There's going to be no way that he can really go upstairs and try to explore and expect to keep the pace of the other guys around him. So he's going to have to kind of make his own way tonight in that 007. Not going to be easy. Sam Bachman, but the man likes a challenge, and looking him straight in the face here tonight, that's for sure. It's Aaron Brown out on the racetrack. He's racing with Shelley in the 91. That's Caleb Schellenberg. Shelley to the outside, getting a good run right now. Oh, Aaron, a little slide job. Shelley getting on the binders, cutting underneath. That's how you do it. And then you feed the guy one right back and you have a little fun. In the process, Shelley trying to drive that thing up around, keep it on the top shelf. Ran out of room, late slide job. And Aaron Brown, now he gets a little piece across his nose. Ends up in that wall, and he says, "Where are you going, Shelley? Where are you going? Let's keep this up." Goes right back underneath. Nothing phases me. They're going to battle a little harder here. The 56 going to slide in. The 91 saw it coming. Man, these guys, holy shit. Save some for the feature here, guys. And you know what? I have the check mark. Like, stop the kids. I need to stop worried about that. Obviously, it would be really cool to possibly have real broadcasting one day. Maybe when Dino's guys, you know, get the phase out, he calls me and Marty and he's like, "I already know two guys. You guys come on in here. Fill the void. You got this." But till then, you know, I think I'm allowed to cuss a little bit on YouTube. I mean, obviously, keep it down. This doesn't need to become the cussing hour, but I like to be able to think I can say, you know, beating the hell out of each other, stuff like that. I mean, even on TV. Shelley right back here in the slide job action between him and Aaron Brown. This just hasn't stopped. Had a reset or two here of the cars. They just go right back out. Right back out to racing hard. Tyler Knopf may become a part of it. Bachman Jr. here, JBJ. Let's get a good view of what he could be involved in later here tonight. As I mentioned at the start of the UMP odds, you know, this track, you're seeing it. It's not easy to necessarily hold the pass. Got to set yourself up for success. But if you pace yourself, you know, and put yourself in good positions, you can make moves here. Racy track. Promotes good racing, and you know, you have guys battling hard ahead of you. See, JVJ, who is about a quarter of a turn back, or a quarter of the racetrack back, he's right back to him. So if you think that's not going to happen in the feature tonight, sadly, you're wrong. So you got to get ready, and you're going to have to make the moves when you can. Man, 3 wide there. Oh, see, no, man, they made it work. Oh, they made it work. You got to test out what you can do here. No, JBJ goes around. Little bounce off Shelley there. Shelley throws a slide job, gets to the high side, but the 56 Aaron Brown right back upstairs. And these guys are having a lot of fun here before we get ready to go. Let's see what's going on in some other rooms here. Got the Ant-Man out on the racetrack. I'm guessing this is him when the paint job loads up. We have Anthony Morano. Oh, look at that familiar logo under Vertex Graphics there. That it almost looks like a van. It maybe says Shaggy TV on it. That's pretty cool. Nice of Anthony Morano. Slap that on there as he's trying to run down. Who is that? Is that the 27 of Sean Green? It is in green. In a small block. We're trying to go up there, beat the heck out of the top, wear it out for the gang. Anthony, you're gonna throw a slide job in there, not gonna need it. already completed. 27 to Sean Green gets in the outside wall. We see Dino Reynolds back here in the 79. Let's ride around. Do a lap here with Dino in the Full Throttle Motorsports Super Dirt Car Series 79. I'll tell you what, whoever shined up Dino's car, man, that's... I don't know how Dino has enough money for all that wax. You know, that's a serious wax job, and to do this in between every race here, Dino, he probably had to pull out the serious credit card for this one. Keep this clean, and I'm sure he'll make the gang wax it in between, you know, every time it's out on the racetrack. So let's get this thing shining all night. 79, and we got the 91 of Chad Lackey down to the bottom. Slowly inching his way up to the side of the 79. See, he's gotten that good of a run. Now you can't even see the side of Dino. He's made up the ground. Heck, he's completed the pass going down the backstretch. Could have shut the door if he wanted to, but now he let Dino come down, pinch him a little bit. Might go away. If you can't float up off corner exit, the bottom doesn't mean much to you. You can see Dino, he's not going to... He's baking that bread. Keeping it down low. Just forcing him. Just kneading his way there in the middle. Dino could, you know, build up that second line. I mean, you kind of see it already developing, especially in 3 and 4. You don't see it so much there in 1 and 2, but look at the right rear tires here, the 79. You can see that second cushion kind of developing in the middle of the racetrack, and that should make for some interesting lines here tonight. That's, I think, only going to help the big blocks. And they'll be able to grab up a little bit there in the center, and maybe towards the end, as it starts to glass over, it might help the small blocks a little bit. Right now, I'm thinking big block where you want to be. Let's go back over to another room. We got the big slow out here, Devin Hauer, fan favorite, 316. And talking. We can bring up the points here for your modified, the Sunday Night Modified Madness, excuse me, stepping on my own words. Shelley is the point leader right now. Aaron Brown, P2, 100 grid. Your top 3, Roselli and Bickford, your top 5. So Shelley, 710. I believe you're looking at it a little bigger than me even, so 696, I think so. 14-point gap, not insurmountable. But, you know, a pretty big gap there so far for Schellenberg. Is have to see, you're already in the halfway point. So can he keep up that consistency shown in the 91, or if he's Lamaland Motorsports Park and Aaron Brown there proved to be too much for him? Aaron, the guy he's battling with the points, so they have been having some fun out here on the racetrack. Oh, William Watson went to diamond down underneath. Maybe didn't know his teammate Aaron Brown was coming in. 56 goes around, but I do believe checkered flag will wave here soon on warm-ups. There it goes. Man. Thank you, Dino, or Scott, whichever one of you advanced that, because we couldn't have timed that any better. That was beautiful. There's the checkered flag waves on warm-ups. You know the drill by now. We'll see who gets out on that racetrack first. Who we watch for the opening lap of qualifying. I would have my money on Joseph Grandy. He's normally one of the guys out there on the racetrack early, but guess what? Oh, Dino, you were winning. But Chad Lackey got you, and I want you to see that. Barely. Dino was out first. Canadian just dropped the maple syrup and stopped the hammer. He's ready to go. Let's see. Looked pretty good through 1 and 2, but Dino quicker. Lackey, lap number 1, gonna put him P2 with Dino just up top. Now Jeff Sharp, Devin Hauer, as the laps roll in. Michael Farmer 5th. Tyler Knopf rounding out the field of 9 drivers so far who put a lap in. Now that's putt-putt in the back. Jeff Sharp in the 028. Man, watch out for sharp objects here tonight. Jeff Sharp, good lap time, really taking the field by surprise. Philly Flyer P6. Sean Green, small block. P10 out of 13 guys who have put a lap in. This is interesting. Let's see Sean. Quicker. William Watson, purple, green. What's this for Watson? William Watson with the quick time. The 88. Look at that, William Watson, but not for long. Not for long. The guy you just cut off in warm-ups there, he's singing the tune. He hit the high note. Aaron Brown at the top of the charts at 12.93 for the 56 of Aaron Brown. 18 of your 19 drivers have put in a lap. No Dalton so far. Dalton DeWert has not put in a lap. Michael Farmer's still out here just driving around trying to get some track time in the 98. These aren't counting. But should be a good heat race number 1. I would think 19 drivers. Let's maybe a 2, maybe a 10 and a 9, but wouldn't be shocked. Maybe a 3, maybe a 7, 6, 6. But we'll see. Either way, it is going to be a dang good race here. Okay, there we go. Downtown Aaron Brown. See, that's what I need you all for. That's what you're all there for. I do read it every now and then, especially in times like this. And, you know, I forget that I can look in the Discord, and it says right there, Aaron Brown sitting in the Discord, named Downtown in the 56. I mean, we got a lot of names. Now, Dylan, his nickname is one that even, you know, with I'm saying about how, you know, I love my free speech. I don't think we want to say that nickname over the broadcast, but you can have some fun, use your imagination. Gonna have 3 heat races. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Heat race number 1. Rounding out the field, the 82 of Dalton DeWert. Row 3 to the outside, JBJ, James Bachman Jr. To the inside, the 98 of Michael Farmer. Row 2 to the outside, the 018 of Aaron Rockefeller. To the inside, the 91 of Shelley, Caleb Schellenberg. Row 1 to the outside of heat race number 1, the 316 of the Big Slow, Devin Hauer, and starting on the pole, the 56 of Downtown, Aaron Brown. See, Aaron he looked very quick in warm-ups. I mean, obviously, different ball game. Got to go out here race now, but going back and forth with man who's going to start right behind him in heat race number 1. This should be a good one, so hopefully you already got that drink and pop the popcorn, because you are not going to want to go anywhere here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Just waiting here. Dalton, I don't think, is going to join in this one. He maybe had to step away real quick. So, I mean, he wasn't there for qualifying, which just happened, so odds are he's not back yet. But that's the pause. Driver's just waiting. He'll run out of time here, and we'll get ready to roll any second here. Gives us time to thank our sponsors one more time. Expert Insulation and Swan Speed Shop. Here's Shelley. He pulled to the inside. He's going to let Aaron Brown know it's time. Let's go, man. You don't know, now you know. Finish the rest. I'm not allowed. Roll out of 3 and 4. The sun. Man, it's going to be vicious on those drivers. Actually, here, I'll show you. This is Aaron Brown, driver of the 56. This is his view, man. This is what he's going to see out of that cockpit. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Trees covered. So, just a bad camera view for us. This driver's going to be shielded by the trees as we've got 8 to play. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. Downtown sending it in deep here. He slides up, takes the early lead as the big slow needs to mount a charge into 316. Try to come at that teammate of his in the 56. Inching him in, closer and closer. I mentioned, you know, this is the place. If you got a quick race car, you can make a move, throw a slide job, and Aaron Rockefeller trying to do just that. Goes to the inside, trying to find a way around that 91 of Caleb Schellenberg, but seeing a lot of guys run that middle lane that we kind of talked about, where we saw that cushion develop in it, and we're not really seeing guys go the whole way up top. Running the middle of the racetrack and starting to develop there on the exit of 2 as well. Not as detailed there through the middle. We're starting to get some payoff there on the exit of the middle of 1 and 2, and 56 of Aaron Brown leads the way downtown. Has 2 laps to go this time by. JBJ started 6th up to 5th. Can he get one more? Bachman Jr. trying to look under the 018, but with the white flag in the air, we've got one more trip around. And downtown looking to bring it home as he drives it off the 2. Final time down the backstretch. He dives into 3 and 4. He sees the checkered flag, and he's going to start on the pole. For tonight's feature at Lima Land Motorsports Park, Devin Hauer, Caleb Schellenberg, Aaron Rockefeller, James Bachman, Michael Farmer, and Dalton DeWert. Missed the call, but that's your order for heat race number 1. Starting grid for heat race number 2. Row 3 to the outside, the 51 of Putt Putt Clay Christopherson. To the inside, the 32 of the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Row 2 to the outside, the 091 of Chad Lackey. To the inside, the 27 of Sean Green. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. And starting on the pole, the 88 of William Watson. So William Watson set to bring the field to the green flag. We're going to go at least 2 pace laps here. We only do 2 at Limeland. I know 2 is the default. I can't remember. It's been such a long time, man. I've been in this booth for a while. I don't run a lot of short track dirt anymore, so see, I'm pretty sure it's been 2 all night. Cheat here in this camera, though. See if the race truck pulls a little low. It does there. It's going to pull off. So the green flag will be displayed this time by. As William Watson drops the hammer, heat race number 2 is underway. A little contact up front. Grandy moving up the racetrack, and he started second. Able to hold on to second for the time being, but the 27, he is putting him under the microscope here, trying to work to the inside. Sean Green in the small block, remember, so he's got to really keep momentum up. Not going to get extra help of that throttle. Going down the straightaway, even if he finds tack, especially when he's got that 32 with all that big block power down underneath, trying to force him up. Going to be a tough run here for Sean Green, but if anybody can do it, it's going to be the driver of that 27. Lots of talent. And we got a battle on our hands here for fourth. Anthony Morano currently holding on. But Lackey and Christopherson all over him, trying to inch their way on by. Putt downstairs, rounded out the field here, started sixth. He's up to fifth. He's been able to get by Lackey, but now Anthony seems to have gotten it together, found his rhythm, and he's driving away here. And with 3 laps to go, 2 this time by. William Watson out front looking like the man here as he drives it into 3 and 4. We're going to see that white flag. There's going to be 1 more lap to go. Grandy started to reel him in, but just doesn't have the time. Final time through 3 and 4. William Watson takes the checkered flag, followed by Grandy, Green, Morano, Christopherson, and Lackey. As we get ready here for our 3rd and final heat race, let's take a look at the starting grid. Row 3 to the outside, the 41 of Tyler Knopf, to the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 2 to the outside, the Philly Flyer in the 75, Trevor Gearix, to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 1 for your 3rd and final heat race, to the outside, the 007 of Sam Bachman, and starting on the pole, the 028 of Jeff Sharp. Sam Bachman doing his patented rev start. No, not Sam Bachman. What am I saying? That's the Philly Flyers. Shame on me. That's Trevor Giroux, 100%. I forgot he was in this. I was going to credit that to Sam, but that is Trevor. And, it's a cute thing him and I have together on the racetrack. We rev at each other under caution. If you don't like it, get the heck out. And I know that was a little acknowledgement to me. And for that, I appreciate it, Trevor. As we get ready to roll here. The green flag waves were underway. We've got 8 laps to play. Jeff Sharp, early leader, and I noticed your overlay double stack. Let me do a quick refresh here so you guys can read it a little better. But right now, Jeff Sharp pacing the field. Sam Bachman in a close P2. Remember, small block here for the 007, so let's see what Sammy can do. Gotta put himself in a good spot for the feature here, and winning heat race number 3 would help him start on the inside of row number 2. That is exactly what the 007 is going to try to do here. He needs to make a move. Needs to try to get aggressive here. Doesn't want to put that small block on the outside of row 3, which is where he'll be if he finishes P2 in heat 3. Dean Reynolds and Dylan Kinsey, man. Dylan trying to find a way underneath. You can see him just trying to dive and center off. He's maybe got a little more speed than Dino right now, but Dino doing an excellent job of just holding on as Tyler Knopf almost threw a big haymaker in there. The 075. Giroux looking to the inside of the 639. All this while the white flag is being displayed. 1 more to play. Jeff Sharp. Can he bring it home? The driver of the 028 definitely not on my pick here for a feature win tonight. But winning heat race number 3, you gotta think Jeff Sharp. You gotta keep this man in your thoughts here. Sharp, Bachman, Kinsey, Reynolds, Giroux, and Knopf are your finishing order. Good run there for Jeff Sharp. See, you know the drill by now. I'm going to mute myself. We got a 5-minute intermission, and we'll be back. Some dirt slinging action here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Stick around. Oh boy, my apologies. I'm back. I had to go talk to the wife. I almost had a heart attack. I'll tell you. You tune into these shows long enough, you know. You know what? If you don't know, now you do know. Listen. I know you heard that fresh, crisp snap. That's a fresh Pepsi. All right, Pepsi, if you want to endorse me, I'm your biggest fan. Have been since I was 1 year old. 1 year old, you wouldn't say years, I guess. 1 year old. Opened up the fridge. There is 2 left, and I needed one, okay? But there's 1 soda left in my refrigerator. You know, I'm thinking about just shutting my computer off, telling Dino power went out. You know, I got to get to the soda store, get more. I mean, this is an addiction. You know, this Pepsi, it's delicious. It's the best stuff. And I had to, you know, claim that last one in the fridge. Because we got a couple more shows here for me to go tonight. I need that caffeine buzz. Well, I shouldn't say even a buzz. It doesn't give me anything anymore. It just keeps me neutral. You know, if not, I'm so sleepy. So had to make sure we were set up here for the rest of the night. But you see, they gave him the 4 minutes in warm-up. Maybe actually one guy is going to pull out on the track right now. Aaron Rockefeller, I thought. Oh no, maybe we're just practicing wrecking. Yeah, because they don't want anybody on the racetrack, I don't think, here. We'll watch. Let's see what Aaron's going to do here. Oh my god, I think he just committed murder. May have hit that pit crew guy. It's all in fun. Oh gosh. Whew. JBJ, he's gonna be needing to repair that thing before we go. That does it. Warm-ups are over. And we will take a look here at our starting grid as soon as we can. With that being said, we can now. Let's take a look at it. Rounding out the field, the 82 of Dalton DeWert in P19. Row 9 to the outside, the 41 of Tyler Knopf to the inside, the 091 of Chad Lackey. Row 8 to the outside, the 98 of Michael Farmer to the inside, the Philly Flyer in the 75, Trevor Giroux. Row 7 to the outside, the 51 of Putt Putt, Clay Christofferson to the inside, the 3 of JBJ, James Bachman Jr. Row 6 to the outside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. To the inside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Murata. Row 5 to the outside, the 018 of Aaron Rockefeller. To the inside, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey. Row 4 to the outside, the 27 of Sean Green. To the inside, the 91 of Shelley, Caleb Schellenberg. Row 3 to the outside, the 007 of Sam Buckman. To the inside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grant. Row 2 to the outside, the 316 of the Big Slow, Devin Howard. To the inside, the 028 of Jeff Sharp. Row number 1 for your Full Throttle Motorsports Sunday Night Madness Modified feature at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. To the outside, the 88 of William Watson. And starting on the pole, the 56 of Downtown, Aaron Brown. We roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We've got 50 laps to play in the Clay and Lima Land Motorsports Park. We're underway. 3 wide already there for second, maybe third. Man, the battle on Sam Buckman involved. You got to know the 007. Oh, he's got his move in the mix, and he is ready to roll. Here, can Sam Buckman take advantage of maybe the extra grip he's going to have in the small block? Or is he going to wish he went with the power advantage here as the 518 of Joseph Brandy got his sights set, but really the battle on still there for third. Jeff Sharp trying to hold firm, started third, looking to stay there, but the big slow not living up to the name, looking pretty quick up there on the top shelf. Has it at the line, but Jeff Sharp fighting back, trying to come strong in that 028. But man, the big slow, too quick off of 4, holding firm. And the 88 of William Watson trying to reel in his teammate in the 56 down, who's loving the field in between him and the 91, because there are a lot of good drivers in Schellenberg. That man trying to win the points championship. But oh, he's trying to get one here, but Joseph Grandy holds him off. The 518 holding firm. The 91 sends him back in one more time. But Grandy holding tight there. Shelley goes up to the top shelf. Really high and wide now, trying to build up some steam in that 91. Maybe just too far of a way around here. As we've got 9 laps underway. Sam Bachman started 6th up to 4th. Liking what he's got in that small block. And man, taking about everything I know about a race car. Dude doing it right in the tire tracks of the cars in front of him, all the more impressive here for the driver of the 007, now going way high, trying to really build it up. And Sam just swinging for the fences here. Going higher than anybody else in the room. He's got one of the slower motors doing so, you know. Got another small block in the race. This 27 started 7th. Or 8th, excuse me, has fallen back to 11th. So, you know, not easy to do. And Shelley, Caleb Schellenberg, a little contact with the car in front of him. He falls back to 9th now. And Caleb Schellenberg, man, he's going to want to have to crawl in a shell here and hide, but nowhere to go. 15 laps in the books, man. Lamaland Motorsports Park. This has been a good one. Aaron Brown pacing out front, but William Watson, you can see he's getting closer, man. He really is. He's inching closer and closer. Not close enough for the move yet, but he keeps thinking about it. Man, another one who keeps thinking about it, that 018 of Aaron Rockefeller. See him trying to make some swings down low. But right now, you got to say the story is so far that 007 of Sam Bachman, the small block kind of paying off with this long green flag run. The hardest charger is Dalton DeWert, who started in the back after not gridding for his heat race. He's up 6 spots, started 19th, up to 13th. But really, this has been a difficult to pass race, and kind of thought it was going to be the opposite. Thought we'd see a lot more slider attempts, but I think everybody kind of wanted to run that middle, which I didn't anticipate. You're not really building up any more energy than the guy in front of you. You're just kind of mirroring him. Not a lot of time to set him up for a pass because, well, if you're William, if you get out of line, if you make a mistake, you got the big slug right behind you who will make you pay. So, don't know what to do here if you're the 88 of William Watson. See Schellenberg back to the inside trying to get around Rockefeller. Schellenberg had fallen back to 9th, back up to 8th after the contact. Still definitely not the night Caleb wants to put together, but Aaron Rockefeller goes around. Shelley involved. He keeps it straight, but he goes down through pit road. Not too sure if the 91 is going to get tagged here, if he needs to go in and maybe use a quick repair. He's going to get his spot back. Not looking like it, but we watched it happen live. Aaron Rockefeller runs out of room. And Joseph Grandy with some contact. Take a look here. Let's go to the drone camera. You can just see Joseph's coming up, and this is where, you know, we've seen in warm-ups, you don't want to hate Aaron for trying to be aggressive there, but that's a case where, you know, you don't really have enough of the car there. That's a late run. You don't want to give it up as a race car driver. But, man, if you just crack that throttle, maybe jab the brakes, you live to race another day, as me and Dino like to say. Instead, Aaron's going to have to go in there and get a quick repair, try to pick up the pieces as the lights go off on the pace truck and we get ready to go back racing here at Lima Land Motorsports Park. Boy, oh boy, we're halfway. Because what a great start to this Expert Installation Sunday Night Madness modified feature, but we've got plenty to play here. 24 to go as we're back underway. Making 25. I thought it would change. I thought we were already at the halfway point, but right there it is. And battle on, man. Devin Howard looking low here, trying to get around that 88. He was stuck in line behind, and this is where this is exactly, man, I feel like, oh, man, I burned Devin. This is the conversation we had after that UMP race. This is why I like Devin. He's very quick, okay? No shot here at the 88. This right now looks like you want to be up top. It's kind of line dependent. He can't throw a slider here because there's not enough room to fit in between him and the 56, between William and the 56. So now Devin, who's possibly the quickest car on the racetrack, we won't really know. Now he'll get his chance. Sam Bachman got the wall. That was his chance. Okay, Devin back up in line, but that's the price you pay. That was the perfect example. You go down low, you get out of the racing line, and oh my gosh, looky-hoo. In the middle, 3 wide, Schellenberg fighting to get back inside of the top 5. Where in the hell did the 91 come from? He is driving his tail off here. He was all the way back in 10th at one point after some contact. And Caleb Schellenberg, welcome back to the top 5. But there's a little contact in front. Power in the wall. Bachman got a check up, and that makes the 91 check up, which allows Jeff Sharp to inch back in front. We're 3 wide. This is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th on your screen. 3rd, 7th to the left, now 8th, but man, good one. Oh, downtown, got in the wall a little bit there through 1 and 2. William Watson thought about making a big send there, but just couldn't do it. He's got the 316 down low. Devin Howard trying to make it work. The big slow's got plenty of room behind. Sam Bachman got into the wall a couple laps ago and just hasn't been able to recoup that distance he lost. And Devin, if you're going to make the move, this is when you think about it. We've come into 13 to go. This time by. Downtown has led the way, but William Watson trying to make him pay here. Kenny, he's running out of time, 12 to go, and he's got a inside full of the 316, the big slow, man. Say, come on, just let me at him. Let me at him, William. Let me at him. You can hear him trying to bust off that chain, man. The dog won't quit barking. As Shelley gets around, he gets up on the top side. Welcome to 4th place, Caleb Schellenberg. And man, oh man. Oh, downtown. He gets in the wall. William Watson, slide job. The 56, coming back with a slider in the zone. crossover battle, 9 to go. William Watson leads the way. Oh, Devin Hauer. Welcome to the party, the 316. Getting it 2 in 1 lap. No, he's going to try to get downtown. But Aaron Brown goes to the bottom. Big slow. Back up top. He's going to make the move work. Little contact. Aaron Brown Robbins racing into 56. Trying to get them elbows out, get that thing wide. But he watches the 316 go around. And Devin Hauer, he had been fighting at William Watson these last 10 or 15 laps. 316, he has got to be licking his chops. Man, he is ready to go. You got to think Devin Hauer, he is only laps away from making a move here on the 88 of William Watson as we come to 5 to go. He's taking a peek. Oh, Shelley! Slide job, he moves on up into third. Caleb Schellenberger cutting underneath, he makes a little contact with the 56. He holds on better with the lead. The big slow, side job. William Watson, can he swing back through 3 and 4? 3 to go this time by the big slow, looking like $1 million here. Ripping it down at Lava Land Motorsports Park. He's got the pace. Driving through 3 and 4. We've got 2 laps to go this time by 2 fingers in the air. Devin Hauer, can he hold off his teammate in the 88? Do they both have enough time to hold off the 91 who is coming? White flag in the air this time by 1 more lap to go. Devin Hauer, gotta be perfect here, can't make a mistake. Rips the top. Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag wins. Devin Hauer brings it home. William Watson, P2, and Caleb Schellenberg rounds out the podium after a phenomenal drive for the 91. But it is all about the big slow. Devin Hauer, man, oh man, started 4th, took his time, and when he saw his moment to shine, was all he needed. Devin Hauer, he finally broke off the leash, and the big dog, man, he can bite. Congratulations to the 316. What a freaking race, man. 1 caution at Lima Land Motorsports Park. You type in Lima Land Motorsports Park in YouTube and iRacing, and I guarantee you, you don't find one show with 50 laps. 1 caution, other than this one right here. You're not going to see it anywhere else. Phenomenal job, these guys. Man, they stole the show. Congratulations, great run to this man. 316 to Devin Hauer, but we're going to see if we can pull up the man who finished 3rd, Shelley, in the 91. Let's see if we can hunt him down. Had to wet the whistle there, too. Caleb is down there. We'll go ahead and we'll pull him up. He was coming, man, and he had an unfortunate night in the early stages. But, Shelley, man, you turned that all around. Saw you bounce back to 10th there at one point in time. But, man, you drove this thing up to P3, and you were coming. Maybe a late race caution. We're talking to you later, but you just ran out of time. How you feeling about the race car tonight?
I don't know. It was the track was a little tricky. It's hard to pass unless you just sent it somewhere, and for a while I got stuck behind some guys and it was hard to get around them, and then an unfortunate event happened in front of me. Kind of messed up my car, but I didn't want to go to the rear because I knew that there was probably no way of getting back up there, but I don't know, just kind of took my time, and as soon as I seen a gap to throw a slider, just took it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that right there, that gap, because that's what I was going to say. You definitely, it's a wide racetrack. You've got room to pass, but if you got guys in front of you, Shelly, how tough is it, man? You really gotta wait until they get a little train car gap, or else you're not gonna get it done. Too momentum based here to try to keep the thing on the bottom the whole time, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I tried it a couple times at the start, and I was like, yeah, there's no way. It's just gonna have to be on the top, and then just wait and wait and wait. But um, I think some more laps, and we might have had a good chance of winning that. We're really coming there, even with a messed up car. So yeah, another good night, I guess.
No, man. Like I say, I almost said that word for word. I mean, you were coming there at the end. You absolutely shot out of a rocket. That was a huge move for P3 and well-deserved finish. Congratulations, Shelly. Got anybody you want to thank?
You for broadcasting as well. As always, you do a good job. Um, really fun to go back and watch the races. All the guys at FTM and Expert Installation for having you on here, and that's about it.
Well, hey, hell of a run, man. Here, I believe. Well, let's actually. Right? Yeah. You were the point leader coming in, and man, you keep clicking off these podiums, beating Aaron Brown. Might be talking to a champion. Do you think can we keep this rolling, man? We keep the good juju going. I mean, not a bunch of wins, I mean, two's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's all about that average finish, dude. And that's you're parking it on these podiums pretty consistently.
I mean, I think so. I think the only thing, or the only way to do it, is to be consistent. I've pretty much done that. Just try to keep my nose clean. Really, I mean, I think we could have got way more wins if I could just qualify, but for some reason I cannot. And sometimes it's tough to pass in the heats, so starting in the middle of the pack sometimes hurts you more than helps you. So, yeah, we'll keep trucking along, and hopefully it'll be a good battle for the championship here.
Well, you keep messing up in qualifying because, man, it is so much fun to watch you drive through the field. You do an excellent job every week, and can't wait to talk to you again, Caleb. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Caleb Schellenberg bringing home P3, and now we're going to bring up the man who, so close, but just couldn't hang on, William. You get to the front. You got that little taste. But, man, that damn 316 gets around you. How we feeling, man? P2 still got to feel good.
Oh, man, that's one of the funnest races I've had in a while. So, I mean, you can't complain about that. We were sitting there, sliders and everything. It was all great. I knew Devin was going, or not Devin, Aaron was going to have a couple of troubles going up to the top because his car was so hooked up in the middle. So once he went to the top, I was kind of just buying my time. Actually, when the caution came out, I told Devin I was playing with him for a minute, and then decided to get around him. So.
Now, William, it's been a while since I've played around in the dirt here, man. Truthfully, is that newer? Is that middle line? The middle groove. Is that kind of newer? Is that within the past couple updates, man? Because I never remember the middle hooking up like that, and that was really the dominant line there for the opening half.
I mean, this is my first race at Lemland since the update happened, but after Grandy won, we were sitting there talking, and he was saying, yeah, ever since after the update, that middle line's is hooked up. It's much better than the top. So, I mean, I guess if it burns off, you got to go to the top no matter what. But yeah, I guess it's the update. They did something to the middle of the track.
Yeah, man, it definitely it's encouraged some good racing, and I mean, this place always known for its slide jobs, and you've touched on them a little bit. But man, you and Aaron going back and forth there, and then you and Devin, how much fun is that, dude? When you got three teammates under a blanket and you're trying to bring them home 1, 2, 3.
When you're sitting P2 and P3 is fun. When you're in P1 and you have to hold these guys off, your adrenaline's going, you're shaking, you're sometimes your foot you get to start wiggling. You can't make it stop. Like it's crazy how that works, especially on a video game. Like you're not going to have a big wreck and be hurt afterwards or possibly anything, but your adrenaline just kicks in. It's crazy. It's real fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm one of those guys I'm not ashamed to admit, but definitely the mic's not open. But I am sitting there talking to myself the whole time. Not very often I'm out front, but man, when I am, I do. I get that shaky foot just like you, man. Nerves get going, and I get excited. But it just proves, man, how much fun it is and how good of a time you guys are having. And to be able to bring home a 1-2 there for FTM, I know you got to feel good, man. That's a pretty good run. Who you want to thank?
Teammates at FTM, Swansea Shops, Duke Pro Performance, GripX.com, DJ for the rap, you for hosting.
Hey, hell of a run, William. I know this won't be the last time I'm talking to you, brother. Give him hell the rest of the way.
I appreciate it.
William Watson bringing home P2. But man, oh man, I'll tell you, I saw this coming. Devin, when you go back and listen to the broadcast, the move of the race there is when you force your way into that battle for the lead and you don't allow Aaron to go back with a slider, man. You contain him down. You get in P2. We saw how long you were trying to work around William, man. You had to know this is no shot at him, but you had the quickest race car. You just couldn't find the area to get around. Was getting into P2, man, was that the big ticket? Because then you had room to throw a slider.
Yeah, really, I was more worried about Sam getting around me there about halfway through the race and right after the caution. But I was just I was hoping I could keep getting a little bit more bite and everything right underneath him to be able to move up and everything. And once I got it back up into that groove, and I knew it was just a waiting game at that point. I knew I had a faster car, but faster than both of them. But yeah, there was nowhere to pass quite yet. If
No doubt. No doubt, man. But
I couldn't pull an early slider.
I want to, I kind of jinxed you there. We had that interview earlier, man, when I talked to you, and I said, well, I liked you. And you did that exact thing here. You were running there in P3. You knew, just like you said, man, I could see it. I talked about it. You're clearly the quickest car, but sometimes, you just get a little impatient. That's what I like, man. You try to make a line that didn't work, try to work. And, it sucks for your teammate there in the 007, but really, how fortunate were you that he kind of got in the wall? Because we saw you go for it, man, and it almost made it stick, but you ran out of momentum. And, when you get a chance to go back and look, there is a long line of cars if Sam doesn't clip that wall and let you in line.
Yeah, honestly, if he wouldn't have gotten into that wall and allowed enough space right there in between him and William, I couldn't tell you how the rest of the race would have went. Probably not good, that's for sure. I probably would have had some bad luck and gotten into an accident. I'm really glad we only had one caution here at Lima, because that was one hell of a race. Don't really know how it was in the back or mid pack or whatnot, if there was a bunch of battling going on in hard racing, but I know the top 3, 4, maybe even the 5th place car was racing pretty hard. And yeah, it was a good time for sure.
Yeah, I would say most of the action, well, not that, it wasn't racy up front. It definitely was at the end, but yeah, most of the time we were sitting around 6th, 7th, I think, and they were getting dicey there in the middle, man. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Hell yeah.
Oh, sorry, I almost choked there. I had to clear the throat. Sorry, Devin, but man, oh man, dude, you touched on it there a little bit, and I wanted to bring them up as a whole. 2 cautions, man, in 80 laps here. That's a lot of green flag racing. Yeah. We feeling it at all, man? And I know you kind of talked about this is an FTM track. You guys like it a lot. Do you think that's something, man, we can just expect out of you guys when we come to Lima Land?
Yeah, more than likely.
Well, hey, Devin, congratulations on the big win, man. This was a hard-fought one. You had to work, got luck at the right time, and you made your moves when you needed to. Congratulations. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, the normal, all the boys at Full Throttle Motorsports, Get Nasty Motorsports, DJ Sim Shop, Drury Designs, the Unit Super Dirt Car, and you for the broadcast, man.
Hey, hell of a run, Devin. Congratulations, man. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thanks, man.
Devin Hauer, man, definitely one of the fan favorites, the Big Slow, getting it done. Congratulations. Not an easy one for him tonight. Had to really put the work boots on, strap him up, and go in there and get a little dirty. But he made it work, gets around his teammate in the 88. He brings home the checkered flag at Lima Land Motorsports Park. Huge shout out to all the sponsors, Expert Insulation, Swan Speed Shop, everyone over at Full Throttle Motorsports. We thank you for all that you do here to promote this good racing. And on behalf of all the admins, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. I am Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV saying so long and have a good night.